All right. Get started here in just a minute. Moment. Moment. A moment. A moment in a minute. All right. So we're doing the CoinJoin project. The goal is to support both Testnet and Mainnet. I did... Hold on. Was it this one? Dash join. Okay, here we go. So I did go ahead and deploy it on coinjoin.digitalcash.dev. And we are going to be working from local.coinjoin.digitalcash.dev. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first thing that I need to do is create local.coinjoin.digitalcash.dev. I've already created the DNS record for it. I just need to copy, I think I put it in dash proposal scripts. Yeah. There we go, scripts. So in script serve, I'm just going to change local.proposals to local.coinjoin. And then I'll go ahead and grab that caddy file as well. There we go. So now I can serve this. And this will pop open. And it says my balance is too low. All right, so this is gone now, which I guess I should go ahead and copy my seed phrase. Let's see, does this keep the seed phrase? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and go into local storage on this one. Paste in that seed phrase and see what happens. Is it going to grab the newest one? All right, there we go. Cool. Okay. All right, so with that, I'll go ahead and wipe out this one's stuff. So wallet phrases, cash drawer control, just boom. There we go. So that will be no more. Oh wait, why is that still? Oh, okay, because that one actually is that one is still viable. Okay, and I'm going to go here and do this one as well. I'm going to go into application, local storage, and I'm just going to add in, whoops. This wallet phrase. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a testnet switch, and so we're going to have wallet phrases, and then we're going to have wallet phrases testnet, or testnet wallet phrases, or T wallet phrases, or something like that. Which I guess is what everything will be migrated to. And I guess actually before I do mainnet, so I might switch this up. I might say, okay, before we do mainnet, we need to first put some of this stuff. Okay, does export with? That doesn't do anything? Can't read property null for each, okay. Can I export with now? Oh, address for export. Got it. So if I copy this, I'm going to do export. There we go. Okay, got it. All right, I understood. Okay. So we got that going. Let's go ahead and look and see. Oh, give myself a little bit of light here. I was actually working on another project where I created some tabs for this thing. Got to think about that for a second. Let me go see if I pull up the other project. Actually, I think that I went over here already that's ready to use. Oh, I remember what it was. I was working on a passkey demo. Semantic tabs is what I called it. Let me go find that one. All right. Okay, let's go bring the semantic tabs over here. Oh no, we don't need it here. Hold on. Wrong place. I could have sworn I did something with the tabs. Maybe that already got removed in the other one. Okay, so we are gonna do what here? I actually want to change this. That's more clear. Much easier to understand. Okay, so the body's already ready. Go ahead and load tabs. Otherwise, net them here. What's up, my favorite tardigrade? Things are going all right. I have a very slight headache. It's not really even as much of a headache as it is just a little bit of pressure. I guess that's technically a slight headache, yeah. All right, there we go. Making modules, baby. All right, here we go. All right, it seems like a bit much. 125 lines just to get some tabs to activate, but oh well. Let's try it out. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and give this a little refreshy McFresh. Okay, there we go. So, okay, that's not doing anything yet because we don't have a section with that tab name. All right. Okay, that's still not working. Why not? Interesting. You can't do a return from here. So I guess the other way I did it actually did make sense. I don't think that's the reason that it failed, but... Sim tabs is not defined. Oh, whoops. There we go. Try that again. Now let's see. Okay, good. Settings. Home. My dashboard isn't doing us anything. Oh. Interesting. So let's take this a bit further then. All right, settings should go to blank. Home should go back to all the things. All right, great. Cool. So then let's move. Interesting to see me doing HTML, huh? Oh yeah, I'm the HTML king. Everybody knows it. Where's that one guy been? The Bitcoin programmer guy. I haven't seen him stream forever. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, Jojo Bite. I don't know. He's been crazy sick. He's had some sort of chronic illness where he just basically has been sleeping all day. Might be some sort of mold infection or mono or I don't know. But he's actually online right now. But I've hardly seen him, and he lives in the next city over for me. I try to get together with him, but he's always not feeling well. So there's something going on. All right, form wallet. Export. Why does that say header nav? Oh, because it's a header nav. Duh. Why does that say header nav? Oh, because it's a header nav. Okay. Close the header, close the form, close the section. Close the section. Close the form. There we go. All right. So that's good. So you could probably put our testnet mainnet toggle there. What UI are you using? The Brave browser. You probably don't because of security. Is this CoinJoin like Monero or something? It's dash CoinJoin. It's a thingy. Sorry, I am still morning brain. And I probably will be all day because it's a cloudy day. Alright, so we got that going. The way that it works is the master nodes, as they're called, which I think is a terrible name, the service nodes, the service workers on the network, they run a program that allows you to send in some coins of a particular value, and then you're connected with other people. So you send in some coins you have and some blank coins on a peer-to-peer, a truly peer-to-peer network, not a blockchain, but an actual peer-to-peer network. And then you all sign, the applications all sign all of the tokens, well, at least all the input tokens. And I'm guessing the output tokens. Sign some of the they all sign the output tokens, but not the input tokens, I think is the way that works. Well, the input tokens have to be signed to be spent, but they're not part of the signature for... No particular inputs are required, but particular outputs are... Anyway, point being, you just send in a bunch of addresses that have specific amounts on them, and that will be receiving specific amounts, and then it does a swap without charging the transaction fee. Well, it does charge a transaction fee, but it's just different. Anyway. I don't think that this is a good tool for anonymity. I don't think it's a good tool, period. I'm actually very opposed to CoinJoin. Because it doesn't actually solve it's one of those things where in order for it to work, everybody has to use it, and it doesn't grow, it doesn't scale, in terms of if 10 people are using it versus if 100 people are using it versus if 1,000 people are using it, it doesn't improve the network linearly according to the number of people that use it. It basically is useless until the majority of people on the network use it. And there's a lot simpler ways, because there's some issues with the technical implementation of this and potential regulation, because the words that you use become important sometimes from a regulatory perspective. Like, for example, whether you're allowed to call something investment versus growth opportunity. There's some things like that where CoinJoin has some protocol bits that don't cast it in a positive light, because what they're doing is, instead of fixing the actual problem, because there's security vulnerabilities on the network, which is why this exists. By security vulnerabilities, I mean things that leak information about you. So the goal would not be to be anonymous. The goal would simply be to remove the security vulnerabilities, or to patch over the security vulnerabilities, so that the information that shouldn't be leaking isn't leaking in the first place. By virtue of a blockchain being public, it leaks information. You can't get around that. You can't have a public database that doesn't leak information about the people that are using it. But what you can do is you can leak less information. And where the regulatory issue comes into play is there's nothing regulatorily ambiguous about not leaking information in the first place. However, there is some regulatory ambiguity around trying to fix the leaked information by obscuring it. So where things really need to be fixed is at an earlier level, and I already have a proposal for how to fix that is essentially mathematically perfect. Whereas the math is also bad as well, because I don't know how, but the denominations that they come up with mathematically don't make any sense. Like they're provably bad, and there are the intuitive denominations are doubles, wholes, and halves, which ends up looking like 1, 2, 5. So 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, and then back down 0.5, 0.2. A double, 1 doubles to 2, but 1 halves to 0.5. So 5 is just half of 10. So you're dealing with a sliding scale of orders of magnitude. And that is the optimal number. Those are the optimal numbers for the a 10-based currency system. Dingo coin, huh? Wait, why does Dingo coin look like Doge? Wait, is Dingo the name of a dog? Anyway, so I have a proposal that fixes the problem without breaking compatibility, but eventually breaking compatibility, because what you would do is eventually require clients to upgrade. So there's a version message, but you could do it without ever requiring clients to upgrade. It's just that services like Kraken and whatnot, you might need to maintain backwards compatibility with them for a long time. But if a message is marked with the newer version, you could basically have a transition period where, or an infinite transition period, which is probably the more practical case, but you could have transactions marked with a new version, and you just don't allow bad transactions. You just validate, if the version number is 3 or 4 or whatever it would be, you just validate that all version 4 messages follow the secure protocol, and you just enforce it. And that's my proposal. I have the proposal that follows the well-known perfect number system. But perfect, there's trade-off to all systems, but some systems have the fewest number of trade-offs. So the system with the fewest number of trade-offs would be considered the perfect system. The system, it's because there's like the number E is not a whole number, so whoops, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so what's the number E? Okay. Here we go. 2.718. So that rounds to 3. So this is the E happens to be the optimal number of bits. So 1 bit, 2 bit, 2.7 bits obviously isn't real, so you have to round to 3. So 3 bits of information is the optimal or not 3 bits, well, it is 3 bits. It's not 3 bits of information like 8 choices, it's 3 choices is your optimal number of choices for mathematical. Yeah, it just, there's math stuff. Anyway, so I have a proposal for it. It's one of those things where, I don't know, I think it's actually pretty easy to explain. You know, people naturally understand doubles, wholes, and halves. That's also logarithmic scale. It's also the perfect, mathematically, it's the perfect denomination of currency. And there's a paper that I can point to that describes it and talks about E, but it's not just currency, it's other things. It's the numerical systems, like it's the most optimal number of choices for systems like that have that type of scale. Anyway, the point of that is that if you use that system and you do all of your transactions in that system, then you end up, on average, the more people use that system on the network, the less leaking there is on the network. And yeah, so anyway, I'm not, my brain isn't at the right place for me to be able to describe it in great detail right now, but it's a thing. I have a proposal for it. It's very simple to implement. It's a political issue more than a technical issue, and it's hard to get people to understand, because a lot of people don't understand, you know, basic concepts like loops or recursion, you know, things that you use intuitively every day, but if you try to articulate them, you know, it's difficult to articulate it, and difficult for people to understand it sometimes. And so it's just an issue of getting people onboarded that the simple solution is, in fact, in this case, the solution with the fewest trade-offs that works the best. Anyway. Well, don't use a shady online wallet. Use the digital cash wallet. Well, we don't have a web wallet yet, but we will soon. It's still coming. Anyway, what was I doing here? Oh, it would be nice if this... Why is this not getting set active and inactive? It probably is. I probably just don't have the class set up right. Let's see. Yeah, this does have the class of active. So what I need to do is I need to go back into that other project that I was just looking at, and I need to grab the style for the active class. Let me go do that. But I'm not very good at convincing people of stuff. To me, it's kind of like either it's obvious or you get it, or it's not and you don't. I don't know. And you have to want to get it too. If it's not obvious, but you want to get it, then I can work through things, but I'm not a politician. I'm just not a smooth talker. I'm just not, you know, it's just not my thing. And I don't really want to be, because I don't really, personally, I don't like that style of communication. I just prefer people to say what things are, rather than smooth talking. But you gotta have some, you know, some amount of smooth talking to get this thing to work. All right, cool. So check that out. All right, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Doesn't this song sound so cool? Or not, I was talking about just a piece of music. Well, it's not about ignorant people. I mean, it is a degree. Yes, it is ignorance, but, you know, using the term correctly, meaning people who are not informed on the subject matter. But you can't blame the voters, right? Because the voters are your, they're your constituents. You need the voters. You need the voters on your side. You can't blame the voters. How does it work? I don't know how to. So, you know, you can't say, hey, you voters are a bunch of idiots, because you see how well that's working out for a certain politician right now. Doesn't, you know, she just keeps on getting more and more celebrities to call people idiots. You know, she's not a good politician. Thank heavens. She's a terrible politician. Like, she's not good at all at speaking to people. And in any way, shape, or form, either in conveying an idea or garnishing support. Anyway. Just gotta speak the truth on that one. Sorry, everybody. I mean, I think even if, you know, no matter which camp you're in, both of our, you know, candidates right now have some major issues, but you know, that's just the reality of the situation. Yeah. All right. So what am I doing? I'm adding the testnet toggle. So to get the testnet toggle, what was it that I just did? Dash propose. All right. So let me go find my testnet toggle here, because this is actually going to be really similar. Wait, why do we have a double label here? All right. Well, there's a saying, you can't argue with an ignorant person because you'll never convince them. Well, that's true. That's literally true. Actually, you can convince ignorant people, but you have to understand the meaning of ignorant. Ignorant means without knowledge. So, ignorant would be with knowledge, and ignorant is without knowledge. So it's not a matter of, ignorance is a solvable problem. Stupidity is not a solvable problem, because stupidity is an immutable characteristic. If you're dumb, which, you know, people use it in a very moral way, you know, you're dumb, but the truth of the matter is some people are born dumb, and that's not going to change, you know. Or people they become, they don't, not that everybody's born dumb, but then some people are only going to have so much brain capacity, and then some people, their brain capacity is limited by diet and nutrition and circumstances. You need to have more exploration, and when you're young, before 25, when your brain is still growing and mapping. So there are two different problems. One is an immutable problem, and one is a mutable problem. Ignorance is a mutable problem, and so it's important to distinguish that. Neither is necessarily a moral value, but ignorance is something that someone can become knowledgeable. They can go from being ignorant to being knowledgeable. Whereas you can't go from being dumb to being smart, because that's the way you're born, just like you can't go from other immutable characteristics. All right. So on here, Do I have other things for app? Okay. So I'm going to create an app set network. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I think that people used ignorant as a slur to mean that you haven't, like, this is where the moral issue comes in, is you haven't taken the responsibility upon yourself to become knowledgeable. But for different people, it's varying degrees of difficulty to become knowledgeable, because some people are better at reading and retaining information. Some people are, you know, just they're quicker on the uptake. So, but people can become knowledgeable about things, and the stuff that I'm talking about, I don't think it's that difficult to explain. I think the hardest part is more an issue of idols, because someone at some point, it's kind of a mix between an idol and a Chesterson's fence, because at some point somebody said, this is the way, right? And then, so it's battling against the behemoths of before. Like, you know, if everybody believes in these cryptocurrencies, then they believe that the people who created them had some sort of intrinsic intelligence or foresight, or, you know, prophecy, or whatever, or moral grandeur. And I think for the most part, it was just dumb luck. I mean, the idea was a good idea, but the people who created it, from looking at the code, they were obviously inexperienced. And even today, some of the people that are in this stuff, they're not particularly good at software. They might be really good at talking. They might be good at talking in ways that people don't understand. And often, if you talk in a way people don't understand, depending on whether a person likes you or not, they assume that you must be more intelligent or you must be really stupid. Right? So it's kind of the moral quality of, if I like you and you say things I don't understand, I assume it's because you're smarter than me. If I dislike you, when you say things I don't understand, I assume it's because you're dumber than me. Right? So there's kind of that thing. And my frustration is that where there's an obvious solution, I think we should take it. And that's just not the way the world works all the time. Wait, why does this say settings down here? Interesting. Okay, so there's just another section that's called settings. This is not actually a settings section. I don't know why that's called settings. Maybe I pasted something in the wrong place, actually. Let's go over here to settings and see what it says. Okay, so I might have just pasted something in the wrong place. Yeah, I think I pasted something in the wrong place. All right, let me go remove that. Okay, there we go. Let's get... But I get frustrated because of my own personal inadequacies. Because I wish that I could speak in a way that people can understand, but I often can't. And that's frustrating. I understand that it is my problem, not their problem. But it's difficult. Still difficult. All right, there we go. That starts to look better. That does not look better. Let me try this. See if this looks better. Okay, did that not save or did it not do anything? All right. So the section won't enough. Also needs the HR there. All right. We got that, whatever. Oh, this one's interesting. Did I put that in the wrong place? I guess I did. Okay, so then I don't need the HR if I've got the header. Okay, and then I also need... I had this fixed in the other one. Let me go to the other one. It was, what, dash proposal? Yeah. So what we need is URL and password should both still have this applied to them. That form should probably work out the same. Oh, and this is really good too. There's a number of things that I need to get into my template. Oh, bless me. For stuff. All right, there we go. See, like that little fade there? Isn't that a nice little fade? Maybe it's a little too slow. Maybe it draws a little too much attention to itself. Anyway. Oh, the For Dummies books. Man, some of those... Oh, they were so bad. The For Dummies books were not... there may have been an age in which they were curated, but I bought a For Dummies book where the topic of the book, the most important part of the book, the author had a paragraph that said something like, this is an interesting topic that's left up as an exercise to the reader. So I have a For Dummies book. I think it's still around here somewhere. I think this is the one. I think I had two of them, and one of them was just absolutely wretched. I think this might be it. Okay. Circuit building for dummies. Now, what do you think one of the most important things about circuit building would be? Might it be how to build a circuit? So this guy, half the book is on how to connect wires together, like how to connect a battery, how to connect the voltmeter, how to connect a resistor, how to use a screwdriver, just all this stuff that's completely, it's like, oh, that's not the important part of circuit building. Okay, so all of this, at least, has nothing to do with circuit building. And the most important, so now we can actually see some circuits, but the most important part of the circuit building, he just says, so this has got some important stuff in it. This is the part of the book that's actually important, that's actually related to circuit building, right here. And then some of this stuff is just like, this is what a screwdriver looks like. That's this part of the book. It's got a diagram there. Anyway, so he's got a few diagrams. Reading a schematic. Okay, this is like the most important thing in building a circuit, is reading the schematic so you know how to build the circuit. And he shows a few examples of this is what schematics look like. And then the paragraph, I'm not going to read it right now because I'm already on tangent, but the paragraph that he says is basically something like, in order to read a schematic, you can use Google to learn more. It's like, you gotta be, like, this is the reason I bought the book. I mean, soldering is an important part, but how to use a screwdriver, how to read the voltage of a battery. I mean, that's 2/3 of the book. Yeah. Anyway. All right, so we need to get this thing back in play. This is one of the things that we need to... Okay. Data ID, export address. I don't know why I didn't just have name there, but whatever. I need to build a circuit to send inputs to a stepper motor driver. Yeah. I was thinking so you could design IC boards. Yeah. Yeah, the most important part of building a circuit is being able to read the schematic. And you know, yeah. If you can't read the schematic, you can't build the circuit. Circuit building for dummies. Ugh. For people dumb enough to accidentally buy the book. That's what that one's for. But I'm not bitter. Wait. The best book that I know of on electronics is How to Diagnose and Fix Everything Electronic. I believe it's 2nd edition. Maybe they have a 3rd edition. But that is an excellent, 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 excellent book. Okay. What am I looking for? Testnet stuff again? All right, and then let's see, export address. All right, do I actually show an example of a whiff on any of these? All right, what was this one? Export with. Okay. Steve Jobs did a really good job of convincing people to buy his products. I think I could be wrong. Well, he did a really good job of convincing people to buy his products, but he also had the best products on the market. You know, do you remember MP3 players before the iPhone? They were a flash in the pan, you know? There was MP3 CD players, and they all sucked, and they all broke in 6 months. There was one that was called the Rio that was pretty good. It was really expensive, but it was the best thing out there. Okay, let's see if this works at all. Check that out. Isn't that nice? Of course, I suppose the better way to do this would actually be to put it in the function. There's some things I just wanted to be at the HTML layer. I didn't want to take into the JavaScript layer for this. Anyway. Set network is not a function, so we got to go do that. Let's go do that real quick. Where real quick is very relative. Oh, null versus undefined versus not defined in JavaScript. There we go. Took a lot of time during those long talks on stage to explain it very slowly and methodically to his audience and also answer questions. Yeah, I think he spent a ton of time on those presentations. He had his, I believe he had his pattern down in terms of walking around the room and, you know, really just nailing it. Bah Humbug. Alright, so I wasn't in here to do all the type stuff. I'm in here in order to create the set network function. That's why I'm here. Let me go back to the other one real quick. All right, there we go. Ah. You know, I'm surprised how bad the TypeScript checker is at HTML. All right. Maybe we'll grab this from over here too. All right. Yeah, he knew he had a superior product and could afford spending all that time convincing people. Yeah, well, he had a lot of money too. You know, when you have a nice stockpile of cash, it does free you up to be able to work on the things that you believe are most important, even when they're not most immediate. Which that's a very nice thing. It is a very, very nice thing. This is why we make a lot of mistakes. I think that a lot of mistakes in the Dash community have been focusing on what's most immediate rather than what's most important. In a lot of business, that is one of the key mistakes. Because it seems like, well, we have to focus on this right now. But do you really? Seems the problem is that opportunity, it always seems like there's some short-lived opportunity, like we got to do this thing right now. The problem is that the opportunity is short-lived and often unpredictable. So by the time that you've committed, yes, this is the thing that we're going to do, we're going to take advantage of this opportunity, the opportunity may already be gone. There's often not enough time to capitalize on the opportunity by the time you recognize it, which is why there's a mix of luck and skill in winning in business, because part of the luck is being in the right place at the right time. And when you discover an opportunity, if you can't capitalize on it extremely quickly, then you just shouldn't do it. And I think that the big thing is probably people in management shouldn't be making those short-term decisions. As a developer, I've been able to win a number of times when I've recognized an opportunity. I wish that I had had some people that were on the business end to help me once I had the technical implementation, because that's the other problem. But when Let's Encrypt came out, I very quickly created the first and most popular Let's Encrypt module for Node. And I don't know what its popularity is right now. I haven't checked it in a long time. But for years, it was the most popular module for Let's Encrypt. And I was able to capitalize on that in terms of the opportunity, the timing, but I didn't actually reap the benefits of the opportunity because I was too dumb in other ways. Like, I had the product ready in time, but I didn't have a business partner that understood the opportunity as well to help guide the dollars. And I wasn't smart enough to do that myself at the time. But that's one of the cases where I could have been a millionaire. That there were products around that could have provided a nice living. But I just didn't cash in on them. So it's part of the reason why I'm working on the payment stuff now, is I don't want to miss out on the next opportunity. I want to basically have the template for a dashboard and payments and all that set up so that as other opportunities arise, I am ready to just insert the business logic, the thing that's fun, the thing that I enjoy doing, and not miss out on the money. What's up, Dennis? Hello! Welcome. He never argued with his audience and almost sort of brought them to his side by doing so, because I really think he argued with them, he would have lost. Yeah, he did not argue with his audience. Yeah, there was times that he was asked difficult questions, and he always had he was a great politician. He always had an excellent way of phrasing things, even when he was being completely nefarious. Yeah, I can think of a few things. And he flattered people. Like, he would flatter his adversaries. I did not code Let's Encrypt itself. I wrote the node module for it. Do we still have the data center? Yes. I don't know that there's much meant to be. I think there's opportunities and you capitalize on them or you don't. I don't see it as a matter of meant to be. Okay. All right, good. So now we got a couple of these things in place. Why in the world did I do this? Ah. Okay, so let me go back to the application. Okay. Refreshy McFresh. And it broke. Okay, I know why that broke. Code -5, invalid address. Don't mind me picking my nose. Everybody look away. I gotta pick the winner. All right. So the problem is that it is trying to use testnet addresses on mainnet. And the error handling is incorrect. Let's see here. I'm a big believer that you do one style or the other, you don't mix and match. So if you got to change one, you got to change them all. Okay, I think that this right here belongs in the init function, because we might call the init function more than once. Okay, this if else block is getting not what I want. Okay. Checking comments again. Well, you'd be living in the Bahamas right now, said Cody here on Twitch. No, that's not true. That is not true. If I had infinite money, I would hire a small team of people that I really like. If I had infinite money, I'd hire a couple of teams. Well, maybe 3. 2 or 3 teams. And one of them would be to work on things that I believe in. And another would be just people that I know that are really smart, that I believe can make a difference in the world. And I would just hire them to do their own thing, even though some of their own things I don't agree with. I just like letting them do their own thing, letting them cook. The end result is going to be good. Probably learn a lot more since you didn't make the millions. I don't know about that. Because yeah. Teaching me all this is valuable insight. I mean, it would have been too easy. You got to fail to succeed. It's normal and healthy thing. Yes, agreed. Hey, everybody. How's it going? What's up? I do have to go soon. I've got another project I need to work on today. Okay, so where we do have a little bit of a problem that I'm going to work on fixing right now is I think this should be testnet wallet phrases. I think that's the main one where it needs a prefix. Let me go check. A lot of people, I mentioned this before, I think a lot of people don't actually get this one right. All right. All right, so okay, we've got an issue with the addresses. Okay. Add key. I do need to figure out what's going on there. So big question is, are we doing an iteration over local storage? Let's see, addresses. Oh, there we go. Version testnet right there. Okay. So let's see if we refresh if this works. Nope, still doesn't work. Oh, wait. No, it is working now. Okay, great. Okay, there we go. Now I do need to get this to be, let's see. We need to change this to type equals password. We need to change that on init though. So we need to have a name for this. Hold on. Wallet phrase. Oops. There we go. Okay, that broke. Probably because I didn't actually update it in the HTML. Okay. So now we got our wallet phrase masked. So we need a way to hide and show that. I'm thinking I might just make it this right here. We also need a way to do that with the wallet seed. So let's see about this. All right. Yeah, so I'll also need in here some way to show these. I wish they would just make a reveal part of the browser at this point. And the reason we need to mask this, we set type password here, is to avoid delayed to avoid password prompt. Because if we set the type to password and fill it at the same time, then problems. All right, so where is this versions being used? All right. I am going to call this HD versions, by the way. Okay, let's check this again. So one thing that we need to do when we switch networks, and this is why I'm thinking that probably this needs to be moved into the init method. Basically, we need to re-render everything. Everything needs to change when we switch networks. Oh, that's weird. And I have the testnet mabob reversing, apparently. Let me... There we go. Okay. So testnet. Because we need the phrase to change when we click on testnet. We need everything that's loaded to change when we click on testnet. And we need testnet to persist. So that's one thing that I think I want to do real quick. Is db set network app.network. I'm going to await that because we're going to need this to be IndexedDB pretty soon. Let me make sure my db.get, yeah, it's got default value. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So now when we refresh, let's switch it to testnet, and when we refresh again, wait, why did it not stay at testnet? Network is testnet. Okay. Oh. Right. Okay, yeah, I guess we need to bring that in. Do we really have to? Do we have to? Do we have to? Okay, let me check comments again. Mark Zuckerberg says he loves building things, but I wonder what he's actually built since Facebook. I guess threats. Nah, that doesn't count. Anytime some company just reactionarily creates something because someone else is creating something, it doesn't count. I mean, they built threads in a weekend. It doesn't count. I think he's purchased everything else, probably. WhatsApp, Instagram, VR goggles, his neighborhood. Oh, that's a good one. All right, so Dash network, okay. I'm a little confused. Network is set to mainnet. Now network is set to testnet. Now refresh. And network's back at mainnet. Okay. So what's going on here? Okay. All right. So that's looking good. All right, there's one other thing I want to change, and then I got to go. Okay. Okay, that did not line up correctly. I don't like it. It makes me feel unsafe. I did not like that. Okay, that's something wacky went on here. I don't know exactly what happened. But we ain't doing that. Alright, never mind. We're just gonna take that back where it belongs. I originally had it. There we go. Except that that's kind of weird. There we go. Okay, so if we go to settings, we switch it to Mainnet, we go back home, it's not there, we switch it to settings, we switch it to Testnet. It is there. Okay. So that's good enough for now. Okay, so that was local.coinjoin.digitalcash.dev, and this will shortly transition over to the main one. All right, with that said, it's time for me to go. It's a little past time for me to go, but not a big deal on this one. I'm going to go ahead and see... Are there any of my peeps on Twitch that are currently live? That we could go raid. I'm gonna try to log in here. If y'all got any suggestions, let me know. I'm gonna do RWX Rob. That's where we're headed, folks. If I can figure out how to get there. Boom. Oh, it's just one viewer? Everybody else is on YouTube? Okay. Well, people on Twitch, ka-chowza. And I'm out. Have a good one. Catch you later.